Beans. When it comes to growing them, they can be very rewarding, very productive, and a ton of fun. In fact, they're probably some of my favorite crops to grow just because a few plants can feed a whole family. I absolutely love how lush they get, how productive they are. Picking them, okay, let's be honest, picking them can be sometimes a little bit backbreaking, but for the reward, it is well worth it. And in today's episode, we're gonna talk about how to keep your beans producing even through a heat wave. That's one thing a lot of gardeners write in about because their beans basically shut down production and then they wonder what they can do about it. So we're gonna talk all about it. I'm gonna give you 4 main tips that I've learned over the years to keeping my beans producing, and not only producing, but continuing to produce abundant crops of beans all the way through a heat wave. Let's go. First tip, soil moisture. This is so critical to keeping your beans producing. And the reason why is that moist soil actually insulates from heat. It actually will insulate from the heat, and you'll find that moist soil will be approximately 20 to 30 degrees cooler than ambient temperature, just having the soil moist. So by moistening the soil on a very regular basis, it ensures the roots stay cool, and that is the key component. A big reason why your beans stop producing is because they overheat. Anything over about 80 degrees, you'll find your beans will shut down production. At around 90 degrees, they will completely have stopped. So in days where we're regularly getting, today was kind of a cooler day, but just last week it was mid 80s. Next week it's going to be mid to high 80s, even low 90s. We are not going to be getting a lot of bean production if the plants overheat. But what we are going to find is that because we're keeping the soil nice and moist, and because we're keeping it adequately dampened, that soil is going to stay cool and the plants are going to stay stress-free, because the stress is typically what ends up shutting down the production. Not necessarily the ambient heat, but it's the soil heat. And so by keeping your soil cooler, that will keep them producing. Second tip I got for you guys is grow a heat-resistant variety. This variety right here is called Antiqua. We're actually going to be sowing it right now, right in the middle of August. And that's because not only is it going to grow well during a heat wave, it also can produce well during a heat wave. There's certain varieties that are just naturally going to be better producers. You'll find between variety, you're going to find that there are some that just happen to produce better during heat waves. And this Antiqua bean is no exception. I absolutely love it, specifically for summer sowing. There's other varieties as well that really do not mind the heat too much at all. What I typically will avoid for beans that don't love the heat are going to be beans that I love, just don't love during a heat wave, like the Roma bean. Love the bean. It's really nice. It's a great flat bean. It's a kind of a more Italian bean, but it just does not tolerate the heat very well. Another one that does not love the heat is going to be like your Purple Majesty peas or Purple Majesty beans. They do beautifully when it's 65 to 75 degrees. 85 degrees, forget it. They completely shut down. I mean, they'll stop growing. Forget producing fruit, they'll just stop growing. So in the early season, they're fantastic. We grow them, we love them. But when it comes to summertime weather, we're growing Antiqua, we're growing Blue Lake, we're growing some of our French Slenderette beans. And you'll find that by selecting a good heat tolerant variety, it will do you so many favors. So check those out. And if you want to get seeds, you can still get seeds over at MIgardener.com. They're going to be on sale right now, depending on when you're watching this video. But we have Antiqua beans still in stock. I know that for a fact. And so you can sow them in your garden. We're sowing them in our garden. And I'm expecting really big things out of this. What's really nice about planting these is that they're going to grow. And then by the end of August, they're still going to be growing through a heat wave. Once we get into September, they're going to be off the races. We're going to be harvesting so many beans from these plants when a lot of other plants would have shut down by then. So grow a heat-resistant variety of bean, and you're going to do great. Third tip, and this is optional. You can definitely implement this if you want to continue having beans produce all through summer. Shade cloth. Shade cloth is something that you can absolutely use. Now, there's different grades of shade cloth. Shade cloth is usually fairly large and unwieldy, but you can buy small sheets of it, or you can even buy really large sheets of it and cut it to size. Totally fine. It's absolutely doable. We've done it before as well. But shade cloth, I typically, in the summertime here in Michigan, I'll go with about a 50% shade cloth. You don't want to go 70% unless you want really stressed and leggy and poor production bean plants. They're not gonna produce well in higher than 50%. I would prefer 30 to 50% shade cloth simply because any more than that and there starts to be some issues. But 30 to 50% shade cloth, what it's going to do is actually going to create shade, but it's because it absorbs some of the sun's energy, kind of blocks out the harshness of the sun's rays, basically cooling off the surrounding temperature around your plants. No different than you sitting underneath a shade tree. Underneath a shade tree, it can be 10 to 15 degrees cooler than the outside ambient temperature just from the shade created. And so you'll find that to be very similar with your bean plants. If you're getting 80 to 85 degree weather and you're finding that the temperature is affecting their production and affecting their growth, throw some shade cloth over them. Now the question always arises, well, can I leave it on? Absolutely, leave it on. Leave it on as long as it's not too aggressive of shade. Like I said, 30 to 50%, you should be more than fine leaving it on all through August, all through like the dog days of summer, if you will. Leave it on, totally fine. Their production might drop slightly from what it normally would be, but it won't stop altogether. It's kind of the lesser of two evils, right? You are going to limit and slow the growth slightly because you're reducing the sun's energy, but you're also reducing the sun's energy, which is too strong, and frying your plants. So use shade cloth to your advantage. It is so easy to use. Like I said, it's very inexpensive. You can get it just about anywhere. We actually, we use big, huge sheets of it at the farm, and we'll stretch it over top of our tomatoes during heat waves even. And it is so nice to do work underneath the shade cloth. I can attest to how nice it is because, like I said, it's about 10 to 15 degrees cooler, and that can make a massive difference in keeping your beans stress-free and producing. And the fourth and final tip I got for you guys is try pole beans. Pole beans have this very unique ability to defy a heat wave. I have grown bush beans and pole beans simultaneously, and what you'll find is that pole beans will outproduce bush beans like 10 to 1 during a heat wave. I think, and I don't know for certain, so I'm just kind of speaking from the right off the cuff here by saying this, but I think it has something to do with the fact that they're not as close to the ground. You know, when the sun is beating down on the soil and it's close to the plant, everything is so close together that I feel like when the pole beans are growing up, again, complete hypothesis here, but I have just found, regardless of the variety, whether it's a purple pole bean, whether it's a Blue Lake pole bean, whether it's a Kentucky Wonder pole bean, whether it's a rattlesnake bean, no matter the variety, put them on a trellis, get them off the ground. I don't know if it's the increased airflow. I don't know if it's the fact that they're growing more vertically, so they're like less of a solar panel to just be scorched by the sun. I don't know. Pole beans will literally outproduce bush beans 10 to 1 during a heat wave. A lot of people don't like growing them because you need like a trellis like this, but also a lot of people like growing them because you can grow them vertically and they're easy to harvest, they're less backbreaking. So depending on your preference, pole beans can be a super great option to getting your plants to produce during a heat wave. Now I still would follow the same rules, right? I still would keep my soil damp. Absolutely, I would still keep them damp. I would certainly still try to find varieties that are maybe more heat resistant, right? I still would try to do that. Haven't found one that's not, but I would still look into it, just make sure. I still would do all those things that we already talked about because, and I might even, if there was a way, when they're young like this, I might still throw some shade cloth over top, right? All the previous tips still apply, but I just find that pole beans are sometimes, you're either in the pole bean camp or you're in the bush bean camp. And sometimes you're in both camps, but rarely. You're either a pole bean person or you're a bush bean person. I find that there's a special use case for pole beans, and for me, that's growing during a heat wave. So give them a shot. I was gonna end on one thing here that I really wanna caution you guys on. It's something we see a lot of people doing, and that is fertilizing. A lot of people see their production and their growth slow down, so they fertilize. Big time no-no. Beans do not need fertilizer. The reason being, well, they need some, but they don't need additional is what I'm saying, because they actually have this incredible ability to create their own fertilizer. The roots, the nodules of the beans, because they're a legume, actually fix atmospheric nitrogen from the air down into the roots. They use that nitrogen to grow and produce flowers and fruit. And so by giving them excess nitrogen, what you're guaranteeing is that when the cool weather arrives, the hot weather leaves, they're going to grow abundantly, they're going to thrive, but they're going to produce very few beans because they're producing more growth than they are fruit. So do not fertilize under any circumstances extra just because the plants slow down. That's not an indication of a lack of nutrients. It's usually an indication of too much heat, too much stress, not enough water, and maybe not quite the right variety. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you all learned something new. If you did like this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. We have so many more videos coming out, and I use your feedback to build these videos. So if you have any gardening problems that you're having or questions that you have, throw them in the comments box down below and let me know if this video helped you. I'd love to know that I helped someone because that's why I make these videos. So as always, this is Luke from the MIgardener channel, reminding you guys to grow bigger, and we'll catch you all later. See ya, bye. Hey, thank you so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed, consider clicking this one. You'll probably enjoy it just as much. I want to thank you for your viewership because without it, this channel would not be as amazing as it is. Also, if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. It's free, and we upload videos every Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. We also have vegetable seeds, fertilizer, or tools. If you need any of those, consider visiting MIgardener.com. Links will be in the description box below. We've got you covered. And as always, we'll see you all in the garden. Take care.